Hello there, this is Rom Wills coming back at you with yet another car video. Two different styles of the body game. Two different styles, and there's actually more than two, but I'm going to just focus on two particular ones, right? In terms of, the lifting aspect of it, working out in the gym, right? And one is obvious. That's the aesthetic side. That's the aesthetic side. And the other one is the strength side, right? And they don't necessarily have their pros or cons. They just different. Like some women go crazy over the aesthetic side of it, right? Some go crazy over the aesthetic side. And that's a key one right there, right? The aesthetic side of it. So they're usually that's the side where the dude look like a fitness model. They might be super cut, like they got cuts on cuts. They got they might have an 8-pack, all of that stuff, right? And of course there's some women that go crazy over it. I'm gonna emphasize the word some, right? But then you got some guys, they built more like football players, or if you look at some like really heavy lifters, they decent, they solid, but they ain't gonna necessarily have that 6-pack, maybe a 4-pack. Maybe their stomach will poke out just a little bit, but if you were to hit them in the stomach, you'd probably break your hand and stuff, right? So that's the other level of it, right? And here's the thing with it, why they're both important. Wait a minute, let me blast this. Yeah, it's cold. Man, it's cold out here. Shit. And this not even the heat, I'm just busting the defrosters, Yeah. Just get a little bit better. Blast these back here. For all y'all people be trying to look out my back window, see where I'm going. But anyway, yeah. So talking about that strength side, yeah, the guy gotta be solid. I would say typical football player build. Indeed, some of those real power lifters, they solid as hell, but they'll look big. Like if they, if you see them, they just wearing some clothes, somebody might mistake them for like being fat. But they can bench about 600. It's like solid. You hit them, you will hurt and stuff. And then that's a range there from, some like power lifter to just some guys who just lift period or something, And you see them, yeah, it's pretty tough. And, they'll have some definition and everything. Usually a good frame. Like the strength guys usually have a frame where it's a big chest and, big chest, big shoulders, big arms and stuff. And like I said, just a little bit, I would say measure the gut. Like if the men were to look down, they could still see their joints, right? They can still see their dicks and shit. So now if they can't see it, then they're a little out of shape. But if they can look down, still see it, just a little bit. Some women like that too, right? Now the key to which one is the best, well, you go back to what I always talk about, the tribe. The tribe. Every single man got a tribe. And indeed, for those who follow me on my Connect Pal site, I know I go even deeper. Like, just real quick, some people think I'm hitting y'all with some real deep game when I do public stuff. Nah, not really. That's the surface. That's just a little bit of a taste. That's like putting the cocaine or something on the on your fingertip or something, letting somebody sniff it. I give y'all just enough there, right? So that's one level. And then I take it to another level on my Patreon, especially at the $20 level where I specifically go into sexual dynamics. Then take it to yet another level on my Connect Pal site, the Brotherhood site, my Rom Wills Raw. I take it to another level there, right? And there, it's just more general conversation, but we'll hit on some deep stuff will share stuff there, that I don't share publicly. Like people caught up in that whole receipt bullshit or something. I'm more likely to share a picture there. All right, if I'm gonna share a picture at all. All right, and then the deeper level than that is once a month. People who follow the Connect Pile, they know I do a webinar, and it's not just me, but I'll have Cousin T-Talk come in. I've had Alan Roger Curry. BGS has done something for me. I've always talked about Master Yao. He's done a few for me. And then some other dudes who hitting on some deep stuff that they don't necessarily do YouTube videos. So that's where we go deeper, right? And I just wanted to share that real quick, kind of a tangent. But one of the things I wanted to bring that up just really because I got reading women webinars. And one of them, I actually get into like body types and everything. All right. And depending on a woman's body type, it's actually a clue to what type of body build she'll like in a man. It's a strong clue. I ain't giving any examples because that was actually my most expensive webinar when I got into all of that. But the bottom line is women don't like the same thing. Yeah, they like a body in general. A body. They turned on by a man's body. Incidentally, the other I had a young man, and he was saying he did all this self-improvement and stuff, worked on himself, but he was still having trouble with women. And I said, well, you ain't say anything about lifting. Seriously. And like I said, you don't necessarily have to be a bodybuilder. There's some women who like that though, right? But it's you just have to have your body tight in a certain way. So in general, I would say the best thing is either aesthetic or the strength. See, one thing with women, and just in general, I don't care who the woman is, I don't care what you look like, they want to feel like a man can physically protect them. They want to feel like a man can pick them up, because the nature of a woman's sex drive is she wants to be in submission to a man, sexually at least. We ain't even talking about culturally, socially, in the relationship falling behind. When she has sex, her best chance of orgasm if she just lets herself go and submits to the man. But that's not just like his attitude or him just dominating. She want to physically submit to him. She want that guy who can pick her up, slam her against the wall, turn her over, like physically dominate her and give it to her like she stole something sometime, whatever the case. And that's why a lot of times when women looking at a man's body build, they want to feel like he can dominate them. Now, let's be real. One of the reasons why strength is so important, let's just be real out here. Let's be real. In most of the world, women ain't Barbies. They're not Barbies. The average woman, at least in American culture, is 5'4" and a little overweight. 5'4" and a little overweight. But regardless of a woman's size or height, she wants a man who can flip her. Like I know this woman, real cool, known her for a couple decades. But she got a killer body, but she's like 5'10", about 200, right? And somebody say she fat. No, she got a totally flat stomach. And like I said, like dudes just call her Earth Angel. But she was just thick like that. I mean, seriously, she just had a body like that. But she said she wanted a guy who could flip her. So it wasn't so much a tall guy. If she 5'10", 200, that guy needed to be not just a little taller, but definitely stronger. Somebody could pick up 200 pounds and like toss it around like a rag doll. Indeed, I know this other sister I was real cool with. Her man was about 6'9", 300. And I said, yeah, you got. But she was about 5'9". She was 5'9", and she was about 5'9", maybe about 180. Nice body too. You'd be surprised how many of these like women look big on the surface because they got big breastises, or something, big old legs, but you get them naked, they got flat stomachs. She was one of them. But I looked at her, I said, yeah, you got that big hominy grit eating dude because he can flip your ass. She bust out laughing, gave me a high five. But that speaks a lot. Like whatever the woman is, it speaks a lot to the type of guy that she wants. Cause okay, like that brick house. Even if the woman's like maybe 5'5", I say like anything over 5'5" for a woman, they usually go for more for strength. Their tendency is to go more for strength. Of course, that's the tendency. There's always something else. But when you get women who might be more petite, slimmer, and especially if they work out, they might go more for aesthetics. And that's, of course, general. And I could even break that down even further. Because people who know in my webinars, I can tell you by a woman's body type what their general personality is, their general personality. And real quick, please don't ask me. Please don't ask me. Oh, real quick, let me say something else again. Because every now and then, I always get somebody say, hey, Rom, you should do this, or you should do a video on it. Let me just say this real quick. Never say the word should to me. That's the best way to guarantee I won't do anything. Never say the word should to me. Reason why I don't work for anybody, because I've got a serious psychological issue. I can't be bossed around. If you want me to do something, ask nicely. Seriously, if you want me to do something, to even have a chance at me doing it, ask me nice. They say, hey, Rom, can you, Uncle Rom, can you do this? Or, can you talk about this? But if you say I should, I'm going to ignore you. I'm serious. Someone saying the word should to me, should. That's one of the reasons I've almost gotten in fights with managers on jobs. They never tell me anything. And that's just me. None of us are perfect. And that's the thing. You can even say I'm fucked up with it. I can't be bossed. Don't ever do it. Because even when I used to be on jobs, they figured it out quick, and so they kind of ask me, say, hey, well, yeah, I bet you that thing will look nice or something. What do you think? Oh yeah, let me take care of it. I know they just trying to ask me to try to tell me, but they figured out, yeah, I can't boss them around. Seriously. And seriously, you see another side of Rom, you try to use that word should with me, okay? I'm just saying, especially if you're younger than me. Damn, I just saw this dude. Oh man, I just saw this dude driving past. Big old hominy grit dude. That I spotted him one time. He's benching 500 pounds. Seriously, I spotted him and stuff. And he was benching 500. The song passed by. He funky though. Sometimes you be like, hey, what's up? So whatever, nigga. So anyway, right? Yeah, so usually the women, it depends on kind of their body build though in general. And like I said, as long as you look strong. Now, also with the aesthetic stuff, let's be real, most of these women ain't built like Barbie out here. They don't have that Barbie body or, swimsuit body. So sometimes if a man is too aesthetic, that can intimidate him. As long as he's in good shape, right? As long as a man in good shape, they'll take a little bit, like I said, they take a little bit of gut on him. As long as I say in general, look like you can like bench press something. Look like you can pick up that like 155 like it's nothing, right? And I would say this, and shout out Cousin T-Taw, he pointed this out. He said a man, like for like male exotic dancers and stuff, they gotta be to a point they could probably lift up 230. Seriously, you pick up a woman, they get wet. So if you got that, like work on either, and like really look at yourself. One thing I'll say about the aesthetic part, right? That is work. Because you got to insulate muscles, you got to be disciplined. And that's tough. And I think that's why a lot of guys don't get into it. Because, for strength, I say hour to 2 hours in the gym is decent for strength. And you still have some level of aesthetics. You'll have a good frame. Aesthetics, you're talking dieting, everything. Maybe 2 a days. And you do all that and there's still not going to be any women that like it. And then also with the strength too. There's some women don't like it. See, that's why I'm going to emphasize the word tribe again. Because, and I had somebody the other day, they were talking about some, well, no dating coach has been able to say, tell me anything that 100% triggers a woman. Ain't nothing 100% triggers a woman. Every woman is different. Every woman got something. It's not even just a physical thing, but it's also how sexually repressed she is. Some women just sexually repressed. Well, most of them are. So they got triggers. The trigger, and it might be conditional. That's something else. That's something I'm getting into. Like on my Rom TV, I'm doing something called Classes of Women, and one of the things I'll be talking about is what the conditions that different classes of women will have. Oh, snap, my buddy up in here. Oh, shit. Yeah, just the classes that different women will have. I mean, and different women and what, fires them up. But that's on Rom TV. Y'all notice I don't give y'all any deep information unless you pay. But, it's my business. Plus, too, you give out stuff here. I noticed one thing, just real quick. You give out stuff on YouTube and something, and all of a sudden, you wait a year, all of a sudden somebody else talking about it, and just because they tapped into a different audience, people think that person invented it. I'm like, whatever. Like, let me be clear. Like, I'll use an example of that whole thing with the imprint. I don't want to hear anybody say, oh, yeah, we started talking about it first. Fuck that shit. I know what people weren't talking about it here until I said something, and then BGS jumped in. So y'all better give us some dap on that one. So anyway, that's just an aside. Y'all know how I do on these car videos. I just be chilling, talking, saying the first thing. And real quick, y'all know always be looking around. Keep your head on a swivel. Because seriously, you be sitting here and stuff, and this is a decent neighborhood and everything, but seriously, you get somebody run up on you or something, that's just some street game. Always keep your head on a swivel. Always look around. So, anyway, y'all, should I hit y'all with something tomorrow? I don't know. I might hit y'all with some crazy shit tomorrow. Anyway, I'll talk to y'all. Peace.